Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into the nitty-gritty of business data.
Yeah, figuring out how to actually get the right data, and then, importantly, how to make sense of it visually.
Exactly. We'll be talking about SQL for pulling data, how to bring info together from different places.
Data integration, yeah.
Right. And then visualizing how things work using things like BPMN and data flow diagrams.
The main idea really is to equip you, the listener, with these concepts so you can navigate business info without getting, overwhelmed.
Think of it like getting the right tools for the job. So let's start with SQL.
Okay, SQL, structured query language. It's basically the standard way to talk to relational databases.
So if you've got data stored in tables, SQL is how you ask questions, right? Like, show me this specific information.
Precisely. You use queries. For instance, if you just wanted to see, say, customer names and their state.
How would that look?
Pretty simple, actually. Something like select first name, last name, state from customers.
Select what you want from the table where it lives.
Mm.
Makes sense.
But the key thing, really, is you need some understanding of how that database is set up, what tables exist, how they link together.
The structure. You need the blueprint before you can ask directions.
You got it. Knowing about tables, relationships, keys, that's crucial for writing queries that actually work and give you what you need.
Okay, so what if I don't want all customers? Maybe just the ones in, say, Arkansas.
Right, filtering. That's the where clause. You just add where state up to that previous query.
Simple enough. Notice the quotes around AR.
Yeah, important detail. Text needs quotes, numbers usually don't. Dates have their own format too.
Gotcha. What about, like, totals? If I just want to know how many sales orders we have in total.
That's where aggregate functions come in, like count. You could do select count sales order from sales orders.
Okay, count for totals. Are there others?
Oh, yeah. SUM, AVG for average, MIM, max. They give you summary values.
What if I want totals but broken down? Like orders per customer.
Good question. That's group by Y. You'd select the customer I and the count of orders, then add a group by customer ID.
So it groups the counts for each customer. Neat.
And sometimes you want to filter after you've grouped, like show me customers with more than 200 items sold in total. You can't use where for that on the aggregated sum.
So there's something else.
Yep, you'd use having sum, quantity sold, 200 after the group Y.
Okay. Having filters the results of aggregations.
Yeah.
Where filters individual rows before aggregation.
Exactly. Now, often the data you need is split across tables to reduce redundancy, right?
Right, like customer names in one table, orders in another.
So you need to combine them. That's done using joins. You link tables using common fields, usually the primary and foreign keys, like customer ID.
So inner join would combine customers and sales orders.
And it would only show customers who have placed orders where the customer ID matches in both tables.
What if I want to see all customers, even if they haven't ordered?
Then you'd use a left join. It takes everything from the first left table, customers in this case, and matches it with sales orders where it can. If there's no match, you still see the customer.
Got it. Inner for only matches, left for all from the first table.
Which leads nicely into data integration, because let's face it, data rarely lives all in one perfect system.
So true. You might have sales data here, financial data there, maybe marketing stuff somewhere else entirely.
And you need to bring it together for a complete view. Tools like, Excel, Power BI, Tableau, they have features for this.
They can connect to different sources.
Yeah, but if those sources are huge, pulling everything can be slow. That's where SQL comes in handy before integration. You use SQL to grab just the necessary pieces from each source first.
Smart. Like for financial analysis, maybe grab our internal numbers with SQL, then pull in market data from Bloomberg.
And combine them in your analysis tool to compare against competitors or economic indicators, right?
Or for operations, link production plans with, say, real-time supply chain data to spot potential issues.
Exactly. Integration gives you that holistic view. Now, seeing the data is one thing, but sometimes you need to see the process.
How things actually flow in the business.
Precisely. Understanding how work gets done, how data is created, where it moves, that's where visualization comes in, like flowcharts.
Helps you analyze efficiency, controls, that kind of thing.
Right. And two common ways are BPMN activity models and data flow diagrams, or DFDs.
Okay, BPMN first. Business Process Modeling Notation. Sounds formal.
It is standardized, which is its strength. It uses specific symbols. You have pools for different organizations, maybe your company and customer.
And swim lanes within a pool.
Yeah, to show different roles or departments within your company, like sales rep versus cashier, shows separation of duties.
Makes sense. What about the flow itself
You have event circles showing start and end points, a bold circle for the end.
and the actual steps?
Those are tasks rectangles with rounded corners. Each action is a task, like input customer name.
And arrows connect them.
Yep, sequence flows show the order within a pool, solid arrows. Message flows are dashed arrows showing communication between pools.
What about decisions? Like, is item in stock?
Ah, gateways, diamond shapes. They show where the path splits based on a question.
Okay, so BPMN shows the activity flow, who does what, and decisions. What about DFDs?
Data flow diagrams focus more purely on how data moves, fewer symbols, actually.
Symbol?
In a way, you have processes, things that transform data. Data flows arrows showing data movement, labeled with what data is moving.
The customer details moving along an arrow.
Exactly. Then data stores, where data rests, like a database, usually an open-ended rectangle, and external entities squares representing outside groups like a bank receiving data.
So DFDs map the data's journey, while BPMN maps the process steps and who does them.
That's a good way to put it. Both are about visualizing complexity to understand it better.
So wrapping up, we've covered using SQL to zero in on specific data
Integrating data from various spots for that bigger picture.
and using tools like BPMN and DFDs to visually understand how processes and data actually flow through a business.
These aren't just abstract concepts. They're practical skills for making sense of the information that really drives decisions.
Absolutely. So, a final thought for you to consider. Think about a process you deal with regularly, maybe at work or even just paying bills online.
Yeah. How might drawing out its steps, like in BPMN, or mapping its data flow, like in a DFD, show you something unexpected, an inefficiency?
Or thinking about the data behind it, what questions could you ask using SQL to get deeper insights into how it really works? Something to mull over.